power of intent. By this stage of the course, you've explored and tried a range of meditations and meditative techniques. You've also explored how meditation can be used to reduce stress, self-heal, and help others. However, all the meditations we've explored have one thing in common: intent. In its simplest form, intent is the focus and reason for each individual meditation. The reason you undertake the meditation, or whatever it is you want to achieve, your intent is the driving force behind it and almost everything else you do in your daily life. And that is the reason why understanding your intent is so important. Energy surrounds us in many different forms, from the obvious physical energy we gain from food and rest, to the more ether, real energy that we tap into for healing. Energy in itself is benign. It is not good or evil, dark or light. It is our intent that changes the form of the energy. So let's now put that into context that most people will have experienced at some point. Think of a time when you have woken up in a bad mood. It could be from a lack of sleep, a bad dream perhaps, or just because you know you have something to do that day that you don't particularly want to do. At that point, you have two options. You can let the mood take over and colour the rest of your day, or you can choose to find some positives to focus on. Now, at some point, we have all walked both paths. Which path was most productive for you? Which led to more negative occurrences during the day? Negative thoughts encourage negative energy. Similarly, positive thoughts breed more positivity. Waking up and focusing on a bad mood means you are less focused and more likely to spill your morning coffee or forget things that you need for work. And of course, none of this helps when you arrive at work in an even worse mood, and this spreads to those people around you. By waking up in a bad mood, but choosing to focus on the positives of what the day might bring, may not stop you from spilling the coffee or being late for work, but means that you can clear it up with a clearer mind and are more focused, increasing the chances of leaving the house on time with everything you need and not being so distracted. And you arrive in a much better mood, and people around you will react more positively, ultimately spreading that positivity around the workplace. Of course, life isn't that simple. And just setting your intention to be positive isn't going to solve every problem every time, but it does help when it comes to meditation, where the problems of the world are left behind. Intent and its power are even stronger and therefore more important. You should sit in meditation for 20 minutes a day. Unless you're busy, then you should sit for an hour. This is a famous Zen saying. There's a lot of truth to it, but it only holds true if you are approaching meditation with the right mindset and the right intent. There's very little point of meditating for even 10 minutes if you are approaching it as a chore that must be done, or are undertaking it out of boredom, routine, or even out of anger, as opposed to using it to calm your anger. Meditation should be a labor of love, something you enjoy doing and through choice. Each meditation should bring with it something new, or at least a renewal. Your intention plays a big part in this, and it's something that is very easy to do as part of your physical and mental space preparation. When you've set a space, you can make a simple statement of intent, such as, I now intend to meditate deeply for the next 20 minutes. In this time, I will focus only on the experience. As you can see, it doesn't have to be a long statement, and it can be said silently or out loud, whichever you find most helpful. The important thing here is that it is honest and heartfelt. You must feel the words as you say them. When you have a specific goal for meditation, such as healing, then the intent becomes even more important. Not only must you encapsulate what you want to achieve, but also why you want to achieve it. For example, the reason you are meditating for healing must be for the good of the other person receiving the healing and not for yourself. In the exception, of course, it's a self-healing meditation. There is a difference in terms of intent and use of the universal energy between wanting someone to be better to improve their life and wanting them to be better to make your life easier. The desired outcome may be the same, but the strength of love and compassion needed for the healing work lays in the former rather than the latter reasoning. It's also important to remember that if healing doesn't take place, there may be many reasons that have nothing to do with your ability or your desire to see the individual or yourself healed. While looking to heal, the focus should always be on their best interest and needs. This doesn't preclude using meditation for self-healing or meeting your own needs. After all, you cannot help others successfully if your body and mind are in disarray or in pain. Thinking of yourself is not selfish. It only becomes so when you wrap it in a cloak of helping others. So be clear in your intent when you need healing and when you need to bring positivity into your life, and do not confuse your needs with the needs of others. If you can do this effectively in meditation, you will be able to reach out into your everyday life as well.